Hi everyone, this is Rachel Hollis, your instructor for FDMA1260. I want to welcome you to this course and thank you for being here today. We're going to go ahead and get started with an introduction to this course, and we're going to work on our Module 1 lab. So, if you are looking at Canvas, you can see under the modules page, this is where you want to actually start out, okay? So this getting started module has everything you need to know about getting started with the course, and also you need to go into this course guide module and read all of those things and just be aware of what's going on in the course. So if you haven't done that, go back and do those two. And then we're getting started with Module 1, Multimedia Foundations and the Computer. So if you click on the Module 1 Introduction, that takes you to what you need to know for this module. So if you haven't already read all of that, go back and also post into the introduction discussion. I'd like to get to know each of you through that discussion. So if you can post there a little bit about yourself, and maybe post a photo of you and your dog, or you and your family. We just want to get to know each other. Also, just comment on other people's postings. If you've had a course with that person before, maybe you want to mention that. Just say hey again. But yeah, we just want to get to know each other, so go ahead and post in that discussion. This module is going to be a summary of multimedia and also a little bit about the history of the computer and what we use the computer for now. So you'll probably be pretty familiar with most of the things in that chapter. Multimedia is any combination of text, graphic, video, audio, and animation. And it is usually put into a distributable format that consumers can interact with on any digital device. So that's kind of the broad definition of multimedia. And in this course, we will be exploring all 5 of those components, as well as the different devices that they can be used on. So we will be taking a look at text, graphics, video, audio, and animation. So, to start out this module, you will need to look for some websites that have poor design. Make sure that they have appropriate content that you can share, and just post those links to the Module 1 discussion. Also, in that discussion, you want to include your ideas on how the site could be corrected, and also reply to 3 to 4 people by the end of the module. When you're replying to people, make sure you post at least 2 to 3 sentences or more, because you want it to be a constructive post, not just something like, good job, you did great. Okay, so we want to be encouraging, but we also want to provide depth in our comments. Maybe you can add to what they have as ideas on how to correct the sites. Okay, so right now we're in our Module 1 lab. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You can also click on it down here under Activities. So this Module 1 lab is about organizing and file sorting. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to set up files and folders on your computer. You probably already have a good idea of how to do that, but I just want to give you some tips about how to do that for this course specifically, and maybe for future courses. If you learn how to set up files and organize them well now, it's going to help you a lot later on. Okay, so let's go over. I work on a MacBook Pro, so I have the Mac operating system, Yours is probably going to look different if you're using Windows. And either way, in the Mac, you're going to go to the Finder. In PC, you're going to go to the Folders or the Files folder. And both types of computers have a folder called Documents. Okay, that's where I'm working from. And inside my Documents folder, I have a folder specifically for San Juan College, so I just call it SJC. And then inside of that folder, I have all my courses that I've worked on. Okay, this course in particular is called FDMA1260. So you want to go ahead and create a folder that is called that. And I need to delete this real quick. Hold on. Okay. So FDMA1260, go ahead and create a folder called that. And then inside of that folder, you are going to create subfolders. And we want to go ahead and create subfolders for each of the modules that we're going to do. So you have 12 modules in this course. So go ahead and create folders for module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 12. When you are creating those folders, you want to make sure that you don't use any spaces in your file naming system. So, for example, this one is module space 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go in here and delete the space and then press enter, and that is going to remove the space. The reason we want to do that is to help us get in the habit of not using spaces for when we're going to do web design and websites. So in this course, we're going to kind of dive into creating a few websites, and I just want you to get in a good habit of not using spaces, because you can't use spaces when you're creating website files. So I don't have anything in the Module 1 folder yet, but if I go down here to Module 2, you can see that inside of Module 2, I actually have some files. I also have a subfolder called Root that has another subfolder called Assets. So when we start creating websites like we do in Module 2, we're going to start needing to use all lowercase letters when we do websites. So if you are used to just naming things whatever you want, you're going to have to get in the habit of using no spaces and lowercase letters. Okay? The reason for that is when you end up uploading files to the web, browsers have a hard time reading folder and file names that have spaces or capital letters. So if you need to have a space, instead of that space, you can use a dash, or you can use an underscore, and that's going to help the web browsers read the files better. And it's just going to help you stay more organized as well. Okay? So if we can get in the good habit of doing that now, it'll help us a lot later. Also, as you move throughout this course, anything related to Module 1, you'll put in the Module 1 folder. In Module 2, you'll put in the Module 2 folder, and so on. Also, you want to use subfolders inside of those. Okay, so if we're working on a flowchart, you want to create a folder called flowchart and put all of the stuff in there for that. You need to save all of the projects that you work on throughout this course, because we are going to use them again at the end of the course. We're going to create a portfolio project that is going to include all of the posters and PDFs, logos, all the things that you create during this course you're going to need at the end of the course. So that's why we're setting this up now, so that when we go back to our final project at the end of the course, we will be able to access all of those a lot easier, and it'll just be organized and you won't have to sort through things. So keep everything, stay really organized. And then if you don't already know how, I'll show you how to create a zip folder. So any folder that you create can be zipped or compressed, and that's what you're going to be uploading to Canvas. Okay, so if you want all of these files to be included in one folder to upload, you can right click on the folder that you want to zip, and then on a Mac you're going to go to compress. On a PC you'll go down on this menu and it'll say send to, and then it'll say compressed or zipped folder. So you'll click on that. Mine's going to take a second here because I actually have a lot of files in there, but yours won't take very long because all you should have is the FDMA1260 with 12 module folders. Okay, and that's what I want you to upload for today's lab, is the zip folder of those. So it should, right underneath the file folder that we created for the course, it should have another one that is a .zip, and that's the file that you want to upload to Canvas. Okay, so let me show you over here in the Module 1 lab. You should have a little button that says Submit Assignment, and you'll click on that, and then it'll have a place to attach a file, and this zip file right here is the one that you want to include as your submission for the assignment. And then what I'll do is I'll download it, make sure you have all your module folders in there, and then you'll get 15 points. So pretty easy lab to start out with. If you have any questions, you can post questions related to this module in the general questions discussion thread. These are at the end of each module, so you can go to those and post general questions. I'll reply to those. Or you can go over to your Canvas email and create a new message and just send that to me. So either way is good. I'll try and reply as quickly as I can if you have questions. So hope you have a great day and that you learn a lot from this course, and I look forward to seeing all of your work. Thanks.